This is Special Chronicles, giving respect and a voice to people with special needs.
I shudder thinking how the world can be so cruel. I lend my voice to those who can't. It's time we try, it's time we care, it's time we stand. It starts with a voice.
Welcome to the Special Chronicles Podcast. My name is Daniel Smrokowski. I'm the founder and host of Special Chronicles and a former Sargent Shriver Global Messenger with Special Olympics. Our website, specialchronicles.com. You can follow Special Chronicles on socials and wherever you get your podcast. This week on the Special Chronicles podcast, it's an extra kind of a crossover episode that we're doing this week because our friend and Sargent Shriver Global Messenger Wyatt is returning on the podcast as we recap a very special event that we both attended at the White House this past week. Wyatt, welcome back.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. So this is a crossover episode. So for listeners of my podcast of Special Chronicles, so hearing this, and listeners of your podcast,
listeners of the Brave the Attempt podcast with Special Nebraska. So we'll be on both podcasts.
So welcome to both of our listeners, and this event, that it was a Christmas for All event that we both, I think we only had a couple weeks notice. I think I think the end of November, Brandon had texted and emailed me about this event at the White House. I was on vacation the week of Thanksgiving when I first heard about this opportunity to go to this event, this dinner event at the White House.
Yeah, I think he gave us like a week, maybe a week and a half. And like,
what about you?
He sent it Wednesday or something, and he's like, "Let me know by Sunday or something." Let me know. So it was really quick.
Yeah, it was a really quick notice, and I think I ended up calling my sister, Caroline, about this event because I thought it would be neat to. I mean, nothing against my parents and other people in my family, but I thought it would be a neat experience. It would be neat for my sister to join me in experiencing this event.
Yeah, for sure. Like the first person I brought up was my twin brother Weston. And I just called him right away. I told him hey, I'm invited to the White House. You want to go in 2 days? Let me know in 2 days.
Yeah. Very, very little notice that we had, but it's neat how we were all able to, even just with little notice of this event, we were able, like, we saw the impact of us being at the White House, because it goes beyond politics. It by all of us just being together. It shows really what Special Olympics is all about.
Yeah, I think so too. Like, we just wanted to go to the White House. Like, it doesn't matter to us who the president was or whatever. We would support whoever the president is, and just like we wanted the experience. Because I don't know about you, but I never in a million years thought I'd ever go to the White House. So
absolutely,
it's just like you get the email and the opportunity, and you're like, wait, what like what's happening? Like, and so I think it was great because everyone was just happy to be there, not just meet the president, but just meet all the great people that were at the dinner that represented Special Olympics and cared about our organization. So it was really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. It's amazing, like how we all came together and were able to show just how impactful it was. So we got the email at the end of November, and then a couple weeks later, so just last week, December 9th, I think we all flew in on that Monday.
Yeah. Yep.
And we all, I think, so my sister and I flew in, I think, in the late morning, and got to the hotel and checked in and just, I think we ended up walking around the mall a little bit, and then Hannah, one of the other SSGMs from my class, we ended up having dinner with her and her parents that Monday night. But what about you?
So we flew in like that Monday, and we met. We got to the hotel, and the hotel was freaking huge. Like it was like a resort. You like walk in. I literally thought of like Home Alone when he stays at like that really nice hotel, and you're just like, whoa. And so
I know
we
I didn't expect the hotel to be that bad huge.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah. And so my brother and I got there. And we were standing in line. And we met like Katie and Sam from like Northern California. And we had like dinner with them and family, and then some other people that came in. It was really cool to like get to meet new people.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the next day, the event day, December 10th, last Tuesday, we all just took our time in the morning, and then we had a meeting in the afternoon, right? Where we all got to learn about the event.
Yep. And then kind of like do like some get to know each other games, and just like what the event was going to be like. They told us to be like super flexible because you didn't know what was going to happen. But we were like, we're just like, oh, as long as we get in the White House, we don't care what happens. Like, we're just happy to be there.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, be like Gumby, like David talks about, where just be flexible. Yeah, and do's and don'ts of the event, and like where the plates go and where the silverware and cups.
For me, it was a little different. Yeah, like I didn't really have to learn all that because I had to I have to have my food parade. So it's just like Brandon just like texted me like, what can you eat? What can you not eat? They'll parade this or you'll get this. And so like my food was like in a cup, and like I didn't know what it was at first. And then I think it was chicken, I'm pretty sure, and like vegetables or something. But whatever it was good. It was good. But what do you think of like the food, and what all did you guys have?
Yeah, I thought I think the food, I think it was like ravioli, I think, and there was like some type of fish, I think. The fish was okay. I think my favorite was probably the ravioli that we had. So after the meeting, we all got changed, and then we all met back, and we took a couple of different buses to the White House, right?
Yep. Yeah, we took like 2 buses, and then we went through like security a couple of times, or I don't know, it took us a while to like get in.
Yeah. There was like a few different security like checkpoints there. Like I don't know how many.
And they were telling the bus driver, like, at least on my bus, we were on the same bus, weren't we?
Yeah. We were on the same bus, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and like they were telling us like we could go one way, but then one security guy said, "Well, you got to go around or whatever."
Yeah.
And another security guy said we could get in here, but we really couldn't. And then we eventually got in. We went through the back way. I'm pretty sure because we didn't go through. Yeah, we did not go through the front. I know that. But we went through the back way.
Yeah. So once we got through security, the entrance, I don't know what side of the White House it was that we entered, but like there was a big red carpet like outside, like white where we entered, right?
Mm-hmm. And they had like a band plan for us or some orchestra stuff. That.
And then like as soon as we walked in, I think we went upstairs a little bit, but there was like the Christmas holiday decorations that they had. Well, like it was incredible. Like how many?
Yeah, like it was amazing. Because that was the other cool thing was like, we got to go during Christmas time, and so like we got to see all these amazing decorations, and I mean, it was like a kind of walking into like a Disney movie. It was just like really cool how they set everything up, and like you had all those people on the side, like in dressed like I don't even know, like they were like security or they didn't look. I mean, they were just kind of greeters. Like all these people were just greeting us and say welcome to the White House, and then there was like the carpet like led in all the way through like several hallways, and then like we had like a big room with like all these books and like self-portraits of people in politics that we went into. And I remember like there was like that. So we like went around there and then we went into the room where we were like just hanging out. And it was like this big Christmas tree where like kids could send in their own ornaments. And if your ornament was, I think, good enough, they would put it up on the tree. I was talking to someone, they told me about it, and grew up in DC. And that was really cool. And so and that's like the room. That was the room we met the president, I think.
Yeah. Because that room that we met the president, there was like a few stands where like as if you're taking a picture. So like we all got up on a few stands, and then the moment that President Biden had walked in. And I think this at least goes into one of my favorite parts, but was like President Biden like took time to go up to each one of us athletes. Instead of just coming in and standing there for a picture, he actually like shook each of our hands and took time to actually greet each of us.
Yeah, that was really cool. And I got to hand him the jersey we gave him. Kind of like, sports teams do when they win the Super Bowl or NBA Finals. So that was really cool. Brandon just comes up to me like, hey, I'm going to have you hand the jersey to the president. And I'm just like, okay, what do I say? And like, when do I give it to him? Like, he's like, and Brandon's like, I know you I improvise a lot on my speeches sometimes. Yeah. He's like, you're good at improvising. You'll figure it out. And I was like, okay, great. But just like you guys are all like shaking his hand. And I was in the front row. So he's like shaking people's hands in the back. And then like when he kind of turned around, I just like slipped the jersey in like, here, Mr. President, we have a gift for you, or this jersey or whatever I said. And that was really cool.
Yeah, and I think that the jersey had his name on the back, right?
And like, it was the number was the number of president. The number of president was 46 president.
7? Yeah, 47.
Yeah, 47, 46. I can't remember. But one of those. I think it was 40. I don't know. Whatever. It was one of those numbers.
One of those numbers.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that's the thing too. Is like going through this. Like, we have like these cool memories, but it all happened. Like, felt like everything happened like so fast. Like, we were like kind of in awe that we were there, and it was just like it was just crazy. Like being the president, the White House is decorated for Christmas, so it looks like amazing. Yeah, and just in general, being in the White House, it was just like I don't know, just like what man, this is like a dream. Like this is great. I can't believe we're here. So, and
it was also neat that President Biden like didn't look down on us. Like he saw us as the same as him. Like he saw us as humans, as just regular people.
He literally like told one of his staff members, like Hannah from Colorado, he's like, give me your number or whatever, something like that. And I was just like, that's crazy. And so that's crazy. And then he asked about us all, like personally. Thanks for coming. And he stayed for like the whole event too. I thought he'd be like busy. And like go off later. He stayed for the entire event.
He did, yeah. He did stay for the whole event. So after that big group picture that we took, we went into the dining room. I forgot what room it was called, but it was I don't know, east. No, I don't. It was some big dining room that we went into, and President Biden and Tim Shriver, I think, walked in at the same time.
Yeah, and then the person I was also with them was Loretta.
Loretta.
Yep. And so she was with them as well, and they were kind of like the three main people. And like going to like, what'd you think of like the speech and everything that they all gave?
I thought, that they it was, well, for one, and in a moment we'll play a clip of President Biden's.
But like, just like kind of like your personal perspective of it.
Yeah. So what I thought of what President Biden had said was that he thinks that we all underestimate what we athletes do for the community. Like that, President Biden had said that we give people hope. That it's a movement of inclusion. I know when Tim Shriver had spoke, like one of his big messages was that we need to continue this work, that we need dignity of a human being. And then Loretta had talked about how when we accept all people to work, to play, and to have opportunities, that it's a challenge for us to go out and to just do our best.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
What did you think of President Biden's and Tim? And
I thought President Biden hit it on the money with the hope thing. Like, I mean, that's what Special Olympic is. It's hope. And kind of like we had each other on our own podcast. You were on my podcast as well. I came on yours, and with the challenges that we face, we got to where we are because we believed in ourselves, but we also just had to have hope that everything was going to be okay, and we were going to be able to show people what we were capable of, even like at the darkest times. And I think Biden really hit it on the money. Like I said, with when you go to these special events, you just see people that had hope in themselves, that they could play sports, they could make friends, they could get a job, they could go out into the community and just be a regular person and not be put down by their disability or what they look like or what medical conditions they have or whatever. Just people that accept us like our siblings that we brought, like they had hope in us and believed in us that we would somehow get cool opportunities, like going to the White House someday, even when we were like kind of probably down on ourselves, because it is hard when you're going through stuff with a disability. And like our siblings that we invited, one of the reasons we invited them too, because they're some of our biggest believers, and they had hope in us. So
Yeah,
I think hope really just says it all about what Special Olympics is all about.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I love that as well, of that message of what President Biden had to talk about hope, because like what you said is for not everybody brought the sibling, but like you and I brought all each of one of our siblings, and they have like they have the hope in believing that we can do whatever we put a mind to, and the fact that President Biden had that he recognized that hope, that that despite all disabilities, that all of us Special Olympics athletes bring hope to the community, to society, is a big message. That it's like that's what you and I and the over 4 million athletes across the globe, that's what we bring every day. And the fact that President Biden had recognized that hope that we bring speaks a lot to the impact that this dinner, that this Christmas dinner, that this holiday celebration at the White House brings a lot to the community.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I think too, like, for sure, like Shriver said out, was like at its first special event, like the 70s, a part of this movement in years, and that's all we ask from just anybody. Just like anybody, just support that they are behind us. Even though like we struggle. A lot of people don't deal with on a daily basis.
Absolutely. So before we move on and share some of all the comments from the event at the White House, we're gonna share a clip for you all to be able to hear from President Biden himself. So Wyatt, you and I will in that room when President Biden was speaking. But in the description for this episode, in the show notes, we'll put a link to so Special Olympics had posted that the full speech of President Biden. So we'll put a link. So if you guys all want to go watch the full speech, but we're going to share a clip of President Biden's remarks at the White House.
I think you all underestimate what you do for the community. What you give people hope. They look at you. They see your damn bravery. They see your courage. They see you standing up under circumstances they don't think they can handle. And you do it. And it's all about hope. My dad used to have an expression. See, Joey, the job's about a lot more than a paycheck. It's about your dignity. It's about being able to look people in the eye and say, we're like everybody else. When you're treated with dignity, it changes everything. And you make people realize they have an obligation to do that. Tim, you and your children, your siblings, your children, your grandchildren, continue your parents' mission of service, empowering others to reach their God-given talent. Eunice and Sarge would be proud. I feel them here today and always do, by the way. Thank you for all the supports of the Special Olympics, including for Congress. We're here tonight. One of my good friends, Steny Hoyer, is over there. Steny talks about the Eastern Shore of Maryland. It's really the Western Shore of Delaware. And Tony Quello. Where's Tony? Congressman? Tony, good man. And Senator Roy Blunt. Roy? Thank you, Roy. We worked for decades to make our country more accessible and more just. Above all, the athletes here and to your loved ones, I say thank you because you give us hope. If you can do what you did, why can't we do so much more? You're some of the most driven people I've ever met. For me and Jill, it's a true honor to host you here at the White House. And this is your house, the people's house. I mean it, your house. The Special Olympics are close to my heart. As was mentioned already, 71, I attended the Delaware first ever Special Olympic competition. Track meet in old Wilmington High School. I was a county councilman at the time, an organization that had just begun. I've become.
All right, we're going to pause President Biden's remarks there. But yeah, he did speak a lot about the hope, and I think a lot about what you and I and the millions of Special Olympics athletes bring. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I think Loretta always does a good job. She was, an athlete, and she always does a good job. Like how coaches are a big part of Special Olympics, and sometimes without those people, and even like the unified players and volunteers, they give us the hope to want to do good because it's hard being good at sports. Like it's not like we just walked into sports and we were good. Like I don't know about you, but I wasn't very good right away, and so Loretta talks about just how a coach never gave up on her, and she then believed in herself, and she always does a really good job speaking. And so I think that's I know it was another powerful message, how the relationships you build with not just your teammates, but also your coaches as well in Special Olympics.
Absolutely. So after President Biden and Tim and Loretta spoke, it was time for dinner for us to eat, and then there was some music that was heard, right?
Yep.
There was some music, like kind of. I don't know if you all can hear that in the background. I'm playing this off of my phone here. But that was the White House band. I think that was playing. Maybe I'll try to post one of those videos. But the music was incredible, right?
Yeah, everyone, there was like several athletes that sang that were really good, and then there was a choir at the end, and
and when the previous SSGMs for my class, who's down in Texas, when they sing, and let's see, here's one of the others. If you could play one of these other songs. And then let's see. A cut. a couple of the performances that was at the end of the entertainment, they were actually sitting at the same table that my sister and I were sitting at. So that was really neat. And then I think the last song kind of got people up and moving a little bit, right? Right. Wait. Here we go. Oh, oops. Sorry. I think I muted I was muted the mic. Let me try that again. So yeah, that was just a little taste of some of the music that we heard.
Yeah. You got to sit by. What was it? Sit by the guy that was saying. The guy that table. That's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. Well, the one lady, and then there was like a young, I think 15-year-old kid that was sitting at our table, and they were part of like that music group. I think from Tim's church, that performed at the very end.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. So I had a couple like really cool like people that were like politicians. I had a couple like politicians, cool and then like politicians or politicians, and then like my brother and I we sat by Linda Shriver. Tim Shriver's wife. And that was really cool. She was super nice and really good to get to know. And I got to tell her some of my story and what kind of Weston and I's story through Special Olympics, and it was really good to get to know her. So
awesome. Yeah. There was also, I think, one of the board of directors for Special Olympics was at our table as well, who I actually knew before this event because she also lives in Chicago in Illinois here. So it was neat. And then there was some senator. I'm blinking on his name, but there was a senator that was sitting at our table as well. And and then the couple the people that performed at the end. But there was a lot of people that was in that room. Mary Davis, the CEO of Special Olympics, was I know she came up to our table, and then Tim's son Timble had came up to me as well. Tim's daughter Caroline Shriver came up as well. So lots of people from Tim's family and that was there at the event.
Yeah. So one of his daughters sat at my table. I talked to her a little bit, and then Andre, one of the big celebrities over there was like ex NBA player Andre Drummond, who used to play for the Detroit Pistons. He was cool to see. I at the end of the event, I like slivered through the crowd and tried to like talk to him. I was like this close. I was like right next to him almost, but then like some guy like kind of like pushed me back. I was like, can I talk to him? He's like, I don't know, you might not be able to. I was like, all right, but in my mind, I'm like, damn, like, and so because one of the athletes, it was Jay, he got through and he was able to talk to Andre, and I think he took a picture with the president again. But anyway, so he did that. So I was trying to do the same thing. So then we go out to like this lobby part, and then we are waiting for like just the group to come, and then Andre Drummond walks by. So I just like went up to him shook his hand and just said thanks for supporting Special Olympics, because I started Special Olympics in like 2008 or something like that, and he was like an ambassador all the way back then. So he's been a real big supporter of just our movement. So yeah, it was really cool just to meet him for like a couple of seconds. So
yeah, I think I saw him as well when we were leaving. So yeah, it's neat that even a professional athlete was there showing their support.
Yeah, and so
movement.
Yeah, we went to like the party and then decide if you wanted to go back to the hotel or to this after party. And maybe talk about that. Like, meet anybody cool at the after party that you remember?
Yeah. So the after, I'm trying to. When we were at the after party, I think it was Timbo's birthday, and so there was a birthday cake.
Yeah.
That I think Linda had, and there was a few other like I think I'm trying to remember because like there was before we went up to the bar area where the drinks were. There was a little, it looked like a book type, like a room where there was a bunch of books. So it was like a small little room that we were all in, and Mary was there, and I think Tim and his family was in there, and then just hanging out. It was neat to hanging out with like you and your brother and Hannah and her parents and Manu and her mom was there, and Renee and her mom was there as well, and just being able to like just relax after the event and celebrate with each other of everything that we've been able to accomplish and in a relaxed setting was neat.
Yeah, that was really cool. I was just looking up. So when I was at the party, I met Victoria, who was she's like someone that does like college football for ESPN, like a sports reporter or an anchor or whatever you want. I don't know the correct terming, but she was like she's on College Game Day and does like college football live. And then I met this guy, Chris, and he was like a hockey scout. And so we like talked to them for quite a while, and it was really cool. I'm just making sure I got their names right. Yeah, Victoria and Chris. And it was really cool because like we talked to Chris for quite a while, and he gave me his number and said like he like scouts the minor league hockey team here in Lincoln, Nebraska. And he's like, yeah, I'm like super nice about it. So he's like, maybe we meet up sometime, teach out hockey, but he's just a super nice guy. So super nice guy. And football with her, and you see these people that are like crazy jobs on TV. But they're like just like you and me. They're super nice. They're super nice and down to earth, and just love sports. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's neat that we were able to connect with so many people, not just at a formal event, but like when we did go to that after party, that like just whether we had a drink or we had a piece of cake or and just relax and enjoy the evening.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, didn't you take a picture with Tim Shriver at the party?
Yeah. Hannah and Renee and Manu and I took a picture with Tim Shriver at the. I think there might have been some drinks in the back in the background, but
well, I think that's cool because it's like people don't think like we should drink or whatever, and it's like like you drink in like moderate, don't do anything crazy, but like there are like some athletes that can drink and they'll be fine. Like there's some people that can drink and they'll be fine. There's some people that shouldn't drink and won't be fine. So don't give them alcohol, whether they have a disability or not. And like my brother and I were like kind of saying like, actually it's kind of on the mentor or whoever they bring, like, and like they're supposed to know like if the athlete should drink or not. And so I think that was cool. Like they let us. I didn't have one, but if I wanted something, a little alcohol, like I could get it if I wanted to. And no, I mean it was just a fun party like anything else. So I could have had a drink if I wanted to, but I think all I had was just a soda because I didn't want to have to drink too much. But So but it was quite the experience. I remember like we got back like at midnight, and
we got back at midnight.
I didn't go to sleep at all. Like I was just like it was kind of like you're in awe, like what just happened? Like what did we just do? Like we went to the White House, we met some I met like really high up people in the world at the event. You met the president, met some cool people that work for ESPN. It was just like, whoa, like what just happened? So
it was even like the next day, like even flying back, like and even talking with my sister, like just reflecting, and now we're recording this podcast just about a week after the event, and just to think of everybody from meeting President Biden and meeting all these leaders, and just to think of where we were just last week at the White House was just an incredible, it's amazing, this opportunity that we got to experience that not that many people get to attend.
Exactly.
A dinner.
Exactly, man. You couldn't say it. Took the words right out of my mouth, man. Like, just an amazing experience that when I made the post of some pictures my brother and I took, like, we'll remember this for the rest of our lives. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. So, I know it's all because Special Olympics, like always, just gives us amazing
amazing opportunities. Really incredible. And so when we did get back to the hotel after the after party, I think your brother was saying that your flight the next day was at 4 a.m, so you guys didn't get that much sleep that last night, right?
All right, we're back. So like I had to get up like at 4 for a flight, and then our flight would get on the plane, and they're like, something's wrong with the plane, so we had to get off the plane, switch our flights. So we were supposed to fly out like at 7, didn't fly out till like 9:30, and then Weston and I were supposed to fly together the entire time until we flew back to Colorado. And then because our flight changed, I had to fly by myself from Chicago to Nebraska, and Wes just stayed on the plane. We went from DC to Chicago, so that was like, okay, well, I like found someone to like kind of help me through the gate to the gate, and we figured it out. But it was just like traveling.
Well, quite. It sounds like you had quite the adventure to go home. So so my sister and I, we got, I think we ended up getting to the airport, I think around 9:30 in the morning the next day. And like going through security was like, I think it was only maybe 2 or 3 minutes. It was like really, there was nobody in line, and it was really, really quick. And then we ended up getting to the gate, and we rode for a flight back to Chicago. And we rode, I think, the next gate over. There was the flight that was 1 hour earlier from what we, instead of taking the flight home leaving at 11:30, we ended up getting on standby and getting on the flight that left an hour earlier. So we ended up getting home an hour earlier than what we would have. So
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, it sounds like that you and your brother had quite a big old adventure to get home.
Just the flying.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but that's all part of flying and traveling. So I think we've been recording for about 46 minutes. So maybe as we wrap up, I think one other question that we could maybe comment on was what it means to us to have Special Olympics receive this recognition of being at the White House and receiving this recognition. Did you want to go first, Wyatt, or do you want me to share some?
Yeah. I'll go first, I guess. I think it means that they really support us and they see us and they want us to have great opportunities, and they see what the hard work that the athletes and the people that work for Special Olympics put in to this great organization, and how, we deserve a shot just like anybody else. And, Special Olympics, it's for people with disabilities, but we're still a big sports program. We're now getting more in, but health as well. And now, I've done government stuff on the local levels, and you got Capitol Hill Day too. So it's just cool to the president and people at the White House, they see us and they want to be a part of what we're doing with Special Olympics.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what I said as well. But just to kind of add on a little bit, that what President Biden and these other leaders, what they showed by us being at the White House is that it showed that it was an honor of how we were able to celebrate all that we do in this movement, that we were able to celebrate inclusion. We were able to celebrate the hope that each one of us athletes brings to the community, and to really celebrate that inclusion and that hope that we bring to society every day. The fact that President Biden and the fact that the White House, that they recognize that in Special Olympics, speaks to the heart of what this movement is about.
Yeah, couldn't say exactly. That's perfect.
Yeah. Perfect. Awesome. So we hope that you all have enjoyed hearing us talk a lot about our incredible experience this past week at the White House. I think a few of us that were there shared some pictures on social media, so on our Instagram and our Facebook pages. So you guys all can look up my page at Podman Dan. You can look up Wyatt's page. I think Special Olympics might have shared some as well. but we've shared some pictures that we took at the event. And just quickly to wrap up, we'll make sure that I'll put links to if you want to watch the full video of President Biden's remarks. I'll put that video link in the show notes. So if you guys, wherever you're listening to this podcast, just look down below, and you can click through and watch his full remarks. But just a quick, I'll do a few final plugs, and then I'll let you do a few final plugs for your show as well. But for those of you listening to the Special Chronicles podcast, support for Special Chronicles comes from listeners like you. We have our 2025 giving campaign going on right now. You can go to specialchronicles.com/ I don't have the link in front of me. Just go to specialchronicles.com, click on donate. That's yeah. Go to specialchronicles.com, click on donate, and you can help this podcast so we can continue to share more stories and share more of our experiences as we give a voice to those of us with disabilities. And also support for Special Chronicles comes from the ComEd Energy Force Ambassador Program, the country's first energy and solar efficiency program designed for and taught by people with disabilities. You can learn more at specialchronicles.com/ComEd, and by United Airlines Bridge Disability Business Resource Group, specialchronicles.com/United. We also have our merchandise store. Our store is managed by Altron Labels. We have our Disabled Voices Matter line of merch. We have t-shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs that say Disabled Voices Matter. Specialchronicles.com, click on shop, and tap that follow button. If you're listening on specialchronicles.com, you can subscribe to our newsletter. But if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, go ahead and tap that follow button and subscribe so you don't miss a new episode. Subscribe and leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts. I think you can comment now over on Spotify. So go and do all that and share this episode with your friends so you don't, so more people can hear us.
And, this will also be on the Brave in the Attempt podcast as well, run by Special Chronicles Nebraska. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and the at Sony Nebraska YouTube channel as well. We have the at Brave in the Attempt podcast Instagram page as well. So I'll share some stuff on that platform when this comes out, and so it'll probably be like the Special Chronicles will come out on Special Chronicles, and then a couple of days after Daniel releases it, I'll release it on Brave in the Attempt podcast. So you'll get two opportunities to listen to the episode, and please support both podcasts.
Yes, yeah, please, So no matter which podcast that you all are listening to us on, please go and follow Wyatt's Brave in the Attempt, and go follow Special Chronicles podcast, so you can go back and listen to other episodes that we both have done, as well as upcoming episodes as well. Wyatt, it's been great. It was great. It's been such an incredible experience to share with you and your brother and my sister and all of us that got to experience being at the White House. And really enjoyed our experience this past week.
Yeah, for sure. It was great to see you in person and hang out with you in person for the first time. So hang out with you in person. Yes, for the first time. For the first time, yeah, first time. Hopefully, it's not the only time to hang out in person. Hopefully, I know. We'll get more opportunities. So
yeah, absolutely. And so with that, you guys all have a great holiday Christmas season, and we'll be back. well, at least with Special Chronicles, we'll be back in the new year. Yeah, because I think we'll take a little bit of time off at the end of the over the holiday season. So the Special Chronicles will be back beginning of 2025, January 2025. And thanks Wyatt, and all happy holidays.
Yep, happy holidays.
Christmas, and catch you all later. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Special Chronicles Podcast. Our podcast was produced by Daniel Smrokowski on the Special Chronicles Network. Follow Special Chronicles on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Subscribe, rate, and review Special Chronicles on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Our website, specialchronicles.com, where you can stream our archives of over 500 episodes for free. Also, there's a list of our favorites, original series, award-winning columns, and blogs. And sign up for our newsletter to receive exclusive bonus content delivered to your inbox. Again, specialchronicles.com. Special Chronicles is hosted by Podbean Podcast Hosting. Our live streams are powered by StreamYard. Thanks, as always, to our business manager, Adam Smrokowski, who always encourages us to never give up. I'm Daniel Smrokowski, back next week with more stories.
Special Chronicles, giving respect and a voice to people with special needs.